Students, I am Pushpanjali from CBSE English classes. Today I am going to teach you class 9 poetry, The Lake Isle of Innisfree. This poetry is written by William Butler Yeats. Now the Lake Isle of Innisfree is a 12-line poem comprising 3 quatrains written by William Butler Yeats in 1888 and first published in the National Observer in 1890. It was printed in the Countless Kathleen and Various Legends and Lyrics in 1892 and as a illustrated Kola Press broadside in 1932. Now, introduction to the poem. Now here, this poem is a lyric. It is a musical poem. It explores the poet's longing for the peace and tranquility of Innisfree, a place where he spent a lot of time as a boy. Innisfree is the name of the place. It is a very quiet place, and that is the reason the poet wants to go there. He had spent his childhood in this place. He has very sweet memories of that place. That is why he wanted to go back to the lake island of Innisfree. Now here, dear children, William Butler Yeats, he wanted to go back to this lake island of Innisfree. Why? Because that place is very quiet place and very peaceful. And he is now the poet is facing a very boring situation. So from his hectic schedule, he wanted to get some time and spend that time and on that island. I will arise and go now and go to Innisfree, and a small cabin built there of clay and velvet made. 9 bean rows will I have there, a hive for a honey bee, and leave alone in the bee loud glade. Now dear children, here you can see I will arise. I here refers to the poet William Butler Yeats. Now he is saying in this line that he wants to go to Innisfree. Over there what he will do? He will build a small room. Why he will build a small room here? He will build a small room here for living. He will make a small cabin there, and for that he will use the small sticks which are made of, what for he will use that clay and small sticks for that. So he will, and also if he will make a cabin there for living, then he also wanted something for eating. For the eating purpose, what he will do? As he will need some food to eat, then what he will do? He will grow 9 rows of beans near his room, and also he will get the honey from the honey bee. Honey bee hive we will all have, then he will get the honey bee. He says that the open space where he will build his room will be full of buzzing sound of the bees, and over there he will live all alone in peace and tranquility. You can see here, he will go in that Innisfree. There he will make what he will make? He will make a cabin. For that he wanted what? Clay and sticks. For that he will make the cabin for living. For living purpose he will make the cabin. Then he wanted something for eating also. Then he will have the 9 rows of beans, and he will also have a honeybee hive. And what he will do in that open place? He will live with the buzzing sound of the bees very peacefully. Now you can see this home. This is the cabin made by the William Butler Yeats by using the clay and stick. Now here you can see this honeybee hive is here. Now see the word meaning. Arise means stand up, cabin, room, wallets, twisted sticks for making fences, walls, glad, cleaning open space. Bee loud refers to the sound made by the buzzing of the bees. Okay dear children. Now you can see the explanation I have given in the written also. If you want the explanation, you can go through this. Now come to the second paragraph. And I shall have some peace there, for peace comes drooping slow, drooping from the wheel of the morning to where the cricket sings. There midnight's all a glimmer and noon a purple glow, and evening full of linnets' wings. Now here come line by line explanation. And in this stanza, the poet is saying that when in Innisfree, he will feel peaceful, and he says that the feeling of peace is felt slowly and gradually. That does not come quickly. That also comes slowly and slowly. He describes how he would feel peaceful there. In the morning time, he is describing in the morning time when it is cloudy. When it is cloudy and the view is not very clear. Why the view is not very clear? You can see here, drooping from the wheel from the morning to where the crickets sing. Now drooping from the morning means the cloud is there and the morning is not very clear. Wheel is a type of, you can say a cloth which is transparent. The face is visible from that. Same way the cloud is there and which is not, it is just appears like a curtain. It is appear like a curtain there. And then it will appear in the morning has worn a veil and has hidden itself. The morning has worn a veil and just it has hidden it. Looking at this scene will make him feel peaceful. The poet feel very peaceful looking this scene. Further he says that when the male cricket insects sing a song, that sound brings him a very peaceful environment. When he listens the sound of that cricket, that brings a very peaceful environment for him. And at the midnight, now he is explaining about the midnight. Midnight when he will see the twinkling stars in the poem Open Sky, their signs will give him peace. Now you can see this line, there midnights all the glimmer and noon a purple glow. The midnight, the shining sky, that is providing him peace. And noon a purple glow. Now in the noon time, it is said that the noon time in the purple glow is, that is providing peace to him. And now in the evening time, from where he is getting that? Now it will also give him peace during the evening when he will see the linnet bird flying in the sky, then also he will feel peaceful. Linnet is a type of brown color bird, singing bird, that when it is flying in the evening time, that also provide peace to the poet. So he is very clear, I think it is. So see, once again I am explaining that here in the poet is telling that he is telling that peace comes slowly. It does not come very fast. Very fastly it does not come. So gradually, slowly it comes and drooping from the wheel. Here wheel is comparing. It is a type of cloth which is used for hiding a face. So here the clouds is just, cloud are hiding the morning. The cloud is hiding the morning. That is why it is called here. And that situation, that scene is providing him peace. Where the cricket sing and the sound of cricket also providing him peaceful environment there. And their midnights when the stars are gleaming, means the shining stars, they are providing him peace. And the noontime, the purplish glow, is providing him peace. And evening full of linnet birds, in the evening time, when the linnet birds, brown color bird, singing bird, when it is flying, that is providing peace to William Butler Yeats. You can see here the word meanings I have given. Will, a piece of fine material worn by women to protect or hide the face of. Okay, so I have told that is the type of cloth to just put a curtain type. Now grasshopper, you can say cricket, an insect related to the grasshopper's family. Now glimmer means something which is shining. And linnet is a small bird, brown color bird. Now see here, one explanation also I have given here. If you want to see the explanation, you can see here. Now come to the third paragraph. I will arise and go now, for always night and day. I hear the lake water lapping with low sounds by the shore. While I stand on the roadway or on the pavement's grey, I hear it in the deep heart score. Now here see the word meaning. Night and day means all the time. Lapping means striking. Heart score means the innermost part of the heart. Now here what the poet is telling. The poet is telling in this stanza that I will arise and I will go. Where he will go? He will arise and he will go to the Innisfree. So he is telling, the poet is telling in this line that now he will stand up and go to Innisfree, because all the time the sound of the lake water striking the shore repeats in his mind. The repeated sound of that shore is getting in his mind, and this sound attracts him towards the lake. that is why he is wanted to go again and again to that place, na, because that sound attracts him toward the lake wherever he is. Either he is standing on the road or he is standing on the pavement, wherever he is standing, he hears the sound deep in the inner part of his heart. So that attracts him a lot. That is why he wanted to go there, and he is telling here, I will arise and go now. Now he will arise and go where? For day and night. Where? The Innis Free. I hear the lake water. Because why he will go day and night there? Because he was hearing the water lapping, the sound of the water. Okay. Lapping means striking. When the water strikes with the shore, that produces some sound. So that sound attracts the poet here. That is why he is telling, wherever I am standing on the, either on the roadway or on the pavement, wherever I am standing, the sound is repeating. The repeated sound I am getting in my mind, I am getting in the inner part of my heart, and that is why I wanted to spend some time where? There in the Lake Isle of Innis Free. Okay, dear children, I think the poetry is clear. So you can see here also line by line explanation I have explained. If you want, then you can see here also. Now come to the literary devices in the poem. Now what is the rhyming scheme of the poem? You can see A, B, A, B. It is the rhyming scheme of the poem. And secondly, you can see alliteration, poetic devices. So what poetic devices used in the poetry is that the repetition of consonant sound in two or more closely placed word is called alliteration. Very well known to you. The instance of alliteration in the poems are hive, honeybee. See here, HH sound got repeated here. Hive, honeybee. H sound is repeated. Lake, lapping, low. L sound is got repeated here. So it is alliteration. Now repetition. Repetition is also poetic device. I will arise and go now is repeated in stanza 1 also and stanza 3 also. Same line we have repeated in both the stanzas, first and third. So it is repetition. Now personification. So personification we all know na, when we give the human quality, when we give the human quality to the non-living thing, then it is called personification. So morning is personified here because here we have compared na with that veil that God just the clouds are covering the morning. Metaphor. Now metaphor, clouds are compared to veil. You know metaphor is also a comparison without the use of so, as and like, but comparison is done. So here the comparison is done of clouds are compared to veils, isn't it? The clouds are covering, na, they are veils, they are covering the morning. So morning is personifies, morning is treated as a human being there, and this cloud got just compared with the veil. The women's wearing that cloth, na, that very, you can say, transparent cloth. Now here you can see what is the main theme of the poetry, what is the central idea of the poetry. You can see this poem describes the poet's longing for the peaceful and calm atmosphere in Innis Free, where he had spent his time as a boy. One day, the poet decides to go to Innis Free. On reaching there, he plans to build a small cabin of clay and wattles, sticks, you can see, clay and sticks, have 9 rows for growing beans and a hive for honey bees. He would stay alone in the open space, hearing the sound of the bees. The poet thinks he will find peace there. The poet is thinking that where he will find the peace, there only he will find the peace. He would peacefully enjoy the cricket song there, glimmer of the midnight, the purple glow of the noon, and the sound made by the linnet's wings in the evenings. The poet says that many years have passed by, but still he can hear the deep heart score, the sound of the lake water lapping with low sounds by the source. The memories of Innis Free stayed with him for many years. Now you have seen here, dear children, that William Butler, now many years passed, but now also he is longing for going for that place because the sound, the repetition of that sound is again and again coming to the poet's memory. Now come to the question answer. What kind of place is Innis Free? think about. Now 3 things the poet want to do when he go back there. What are the 3 things the poet will do when he will go there? So first of all, what he will do? He wanted to make cabin there with the clay and wattles. He want to plant 9 rows of beans for eating purpose. He also wants to keep the honeybee hive. Now second question, what he hears and sees there and its effect on him on stanza 2. Now what he see? The poet sees the cloudy morning which looks like the sky is wearing a veil. He appears a song, the cricket. He sees the linnet bird flying in the evening sky, the shining stars in the night sky, and the purplish glow of the afternoon sun. All these things feeling of being a peaceful environment. Now question number 3. He wants to keep honeybee hive. Now even when the poet is far away from Innisfree, he hears the sound of the lake water hitting the shore in the depth of the heart. You can see here, dear children. Question number 2. By now you may have concluded that Innisfree is a simple natural place full of beauty and peace. How does the poet contrast it with where he is now stand? The poet described Lake Innisfree as a place full of the bounties of nature. He sees the cloudy sky and shining stars in the night sky, the purplish glow of the afternoon sun, and the linnet birds flying in the evening sky. The sound of the cricket song is also pleasing to him. On the other hand, the place where he stands now is an urban place which is devoid of all these beauties and of nature. He says that there are roadways and grey colored pavements around him. So here you can see the contrast. Where he is now, he is in an urban place now, where it is, you can say, where he is living, where there is no any village and all, no any beauty. So here he is giving the contrast. Do you think Innisfree is only a place or a state of mind? Does the poet actually miss the place of his boyhood days? Innisfree is a place that the poet used to visit in his boyhood. As he lives in the city now, he expresses a desire to go to Innisfree, which had peaceful surroundings. This shows this state of mind. Yes, he misses Lake Innisfree when he says that the sound of the lake water hitting the shore echoes in the core of his heart. You can see here. Now question number 4. Look at the words the poet uses to describe what he sees and hears at Innisfree. Bee loud glad. We can imagine bee buzzing sound. So this line in the poet. Evening full of linnet wings. So the image of linnet flying across the evening sky appears the reader's mind. Now lake water lapping with low sound. What picture do these create in your mind? These words draw an image and also create a sound of the lake water striking against the shore of the lake. Now I think it is clear to you all children. Thank you very much.